Welcome back, everyone. We had a delay. There were some problems with the servers, but we're back. Talked to the players. Well, mainly just Tread. He said the servers are back, so the reschedule at past looks like it's happening. It's happening. We're back. So, a quick recap for everyone who maybe missed the previous intro. It is Gaimin Gladiators against Oblivione. Oblivione have been playing a good amount of FACEIT, actually, ultimately, while everyone else was at the Esports World Cup. And I can show you exactly how well they were doing, because they find themselves currently atop the table. Of course, pretty happy with that result, right? Can't really complain. 6-0, but if we take a look at their fixtures, you can see many teams you'd probably expect them to be in here. Gambit, a one-man army, Everfrost, Hypnotes, a Square, 0907. All beaten. Meanwhile, the Gaimin Gladiators and a lot of the other sort of top teams are a little bit behind. You see SSG and Virtus Pro. Similarly, a little bit behind, but also unbeaten. Ents are also unbeaten down here in 3. Gaimin Gladiators, who Oblivione will play today, have lost one game, which was against SSG yesterday. If you are interested on that, the VOD is on my YouTube very soon, and it's on Twitch right now if you're a subscriber. So, that game maybe didn't tell us all that much about the Gaimin Gladiators, right? We saw them play Space Station Gaming, and they lost. We saw them play Super Shy, and they won. Both expected results. I think this is a great test of Gaimin Gladiators, and if they are still at the power level we sort of expect them to be after their previous good run in OWCS. Meanwhile, for Oblivione, we talked about their results and how they only got to play some of the weaker teams within FACEIT League Season 2. So, this will be a pretty good test of where Oblivione are. For those unfamiliar, it is the old Peace and Love lineup from the Big Four, if you remember, from back in OWCS Stage 2. They've had some changes. Gucci's come into the roster, Zerion and Ange have come into the roster. Still the same tank lineup in the form of Alisu and Ice, and likewise Lauren's still available to click on some stuff when they need it. And we'll wait and see exactly what combination they go for in the starting lineup here. We can take a look. We're a couple minutes out from the draft, and we'll get to see what happens. If you missed Gaimin Gladiators play yesterday, one thing we talked about a lot is obviously how Crook was cut and Johan became the main starter. Obviously, Johan did feature a lot in Stage 2 as Crook wasn't available, and then Crook came back in for the Esports World Cup. But since they've gone with Johan, they've picked the Dane. And Johan looks a pretty solid flex support player from what we've seen so far. Maybe not a standout or a carry by any means, but a functional player. And I think this is really kind of a theme of the Gaimin Gladiators. They excel in structure. They excel in these sort of brawl metas where the ult macro becomes an important part, where they have to try and make good mid-fight decisions in chaotic situations. We saw them do that against Super Shy, much better than Super Shy did as well. But Oblivione will be a firmer test, and I'm really interested to see how these teams do, and also where these teams sit on the sort of spectrum of the meta. I think at the Esports World Cup, we saw Winston and a Brig become increasingly relevant. Obviously, Oblivione could do a version of that by putting in Alisu. Or we also saw a lot of D.Va, and that's really the way Gaimin Gladiators have lent quite a lot, playing a lot of that D.Va comp. We even saw a bit of Zen and a D.Va come out on New Queen Street, the comp that Falcons were running in OWCS. So there's a few different options for Gaimin Gladiators. They could always play some more of a Malga. We saw a little bit of that at the Esports World Cup, but not so much since. But it was a meta they really excelled in. So all eyes on Gaimin Gladiators and Oblivione, and I think we'll get a bit of an indicator here as we go into the map ban. So unlike OWCS, where there's a loser gets to pick the mode of the map, the mode order is fixed, and there's going to be a series of bans. So each team will get a ban per map, with the exception of Push and Flashpoint, because there's not enough maps, and then the team will pick it. So Oblivione on the left-hand side of the lobby right now, which means they get priority, which means Oblivione are going to be able to pick maps 1, 3, and 5, and it will be 2 and 4 for the Gaimin Gladiators. So we can maybe look at these bans and see if that gives us a bit of an indicator what direction they want to go. Generally speaking, Gaimin Gladiators ban away from the dive-heavy maps. So Paricio, often one that goes away quickly for them. Maybe Runa Sapi also falls into that category as well. And we can go into that now. We'll have a little bit of roster finalization until we actually get to the map bans. If you've not seen the FACEIT bans before, the way it will work is we'll get to see both teams ban, but we won't get to see the pick until the very end, where we'll get a beautiful unveiling of our entire map pool for the evening. So, like we said, Oblivione will have a priority here, which means they'll get to ban first, Gaimin Gladiators will ban, and then Oblivione will pick a map. And we'll get to see where they choose to lean. Obviously, control is a little bit tricky because all the different stages on each one all kind of have different strengths and weaknesses. I think, for me, the big players I'm interested in seeing are, I think, Zodiel and Naga we always talk about as the stars of Gaimin Gladiators. On the side of Oblivion, though, I think I'm really interested to see how Gucci does. I think generally, from Oblivion, I've always been most impressed with their tank players. I think Alisu really does a lot when they come into the lineup. And we'll get Oblivion to ban first, and they're going to take Busan out of the map pool immediately. Pardon me. So, Gaimin Gladiators to respond. Might just be a Samoa ban. Force some of these brawler heavy ones. It's actually in a pool ban, so EXO have Lijiang and Samoa to pick from. Gaimin Gladiators did win Lijiang Tower against Super Shy yesterday, so they could pick Lijiang because they know what to expect there. And now we'll go on to map 2. So it will be Gaimin Gladiators to ban first this time, probably Paricio. Yep. Oblivion can respond. Not sure what direction. Oblivion, while they've played a few games, I've not really seen a lot of them. They've not been at the top of my radar, so I don't know exactly where Oblivion are sitting in the meta right now. Blizzard World will be the ban, leaving Icon Mod and King's Row for Gladiators to pick between. Obviously, they went relatively close. They forced an overtime round on King's Row against SSG yesterday, which is no mean feat. We'll get the side pick, and then we'll move on to map 3. So map 3 is going to be push. So there's only 3 maps to pick from. So the way this one will work is the Gladiators will get to ban a map, and then EXO get to pick from the remaining 2. Gladiators look pretty good playing New Queen Street. They're actually going to ban Colosseo. So Gladiators, they played Anna Zen, so I don't know if Oblivion will actually steer clear of that comp on New Queen Street, because they actually look pretty good for the most part on that New Queen Street until SSG made swaps. Now only 2 maps, so Gladiators just get to pick one of the flashpoints. And then Escort, which is of course the mode with the biggest variety of maps. Which direction do they want to go? Oblivion will ban first. We do expect Gaimin Gladiators to probably ban Dorado in all of this. We'll see. Oblivion going to take out Junkertown. Gaimin Gladiators going to respond with that Dorado ban. Circuit Royale and Shambali, both quite brawl-heavy maps, honestly. You can dive on Shambali, I've said it before, but Shambali has started to become a bit more of a dive map as we've gone on through the time. And we'll get the side pick, we'll get our map pool revealed, and we can get ourselves into that lobby. So there we go. Lijiang Tower, King's Row, Runa Sapi, Suravasa, Circuit Royale. So let's get myself into that. The players are all joining, connecting. Obviously get your predictions in if you want to get your predictions in. Gamble if you want to gamble. If you don't want to gamble, gamble anyway. This is not financial advice. That's the disclaimer I have to say, I think. So Lijiang Tower will start on. We did see Gaimin Gladiators play this against Super Shy, and they did a lot of Diva-based brawl. A lot of that Diva, Kiri, Lucio comp with Tracer Echo that we've come to associate with Gaimin Gladiators so much. And we can swap over now as we do head in. So, no surprises that you will see. We'll actually get a quick pause to start it off as one of the players has left the lobby. Ben calling GG's already. Rage quit. Streamer mode. Server DC. Don't be a server DC. Don't say it, Zerion. Don't manifest it into existence. So it will be the Gaimin Gladiators on the right-hand side, Oblivion on the left-hand side of your screen. And it will be Ice in initially. So we expect Gucci, Lauren, Zerion, and probably to play pretty much all of these fixtures. And on the Gaimin Gladiator side, obviously with Crook coming out of a roster, likewise Stelios has also left the roster and now plays for Super Shy, meaning the 5 players you see on the side of your screen right now are the Gaimin Gladiators lineup. They will play in every situation, which means, of course, in a lot of these double flex DPS compositions, which are becoming all the rage lately, Zodiel is the player who has to flex. We saw a pretty mean Tracer out of him against Super Shy, but not quite the same level of impact against SSG. Maybe that's to be expected. Pressure on Zodiel to perform on a role that we don't typically associate with him. He's really rose to fame as that hit scan player, but flexibility will be a big test for him with a lot of the compositions Gaimin Gladiators like to run recently. Zerion right now trying to figure out what comps they are going to run. Probably Diva, Kiri, Lucio, Zerion. Zerion. Yoham says Ice Wizard. That's not a real one. Mauga Cass. We'll see. 20 seconds left. We do, I believe, have all our players back in the lobby. Yeah, and it will be Ice starting as well, which suggests that possibly Oblivion are also going to be going this D.Va route through this initial map. Looks like, are we on Night Market? Can I figure out the blurred? I feel like this is Night Market from the blurred background. Do I know my maps? Do I know my way around China? Nope. Oh, we got moved. That was cheating, surely. I got pushed through all the way to Control Center. So, Control Center, the most enclosed, the most confined spaces. So, we see a lot of teams run Malga. We saw that a little bit in Pacific earlier. Divine 99 were running a bit of Malga. Genji Venture. The Falcons Classic from OWCS Dallas Major. And that's a comp that probably would actually suit the Gaimin Gladiators quite a lot. Remember, of course, that the Gaimin Gladiators probably had one of their sort of biggest rises playing that Malga mirror. And it looks like, at least for now, they've lined up on almost exactly that. The Alari's not real. Don't believe Alari. But probably a Kiri swap from Yoham, and they'll go with that. Meanwhile, really interested to see if Oblivion choose to stick with this. Sim May, Ryan Bap. Who do they think they are? SSG? Come on. We'll wait and see what they lock in ultimately, but I'm more confident that it's real on the right, fake on the left. And it will just be Kiri, Lucio, D.Va coming out from Oblivion here as well. So early space will belong to the Malga team, and well, Syrians just killed Navy Yeti, and if you're not in the know, that is Naga. So now you're in the know, and we all know. And an immediate pick and a swapped onto May. So May is very effective into the D.Va. Really, the D.Va can't do a lot, but take a load of damage from the May. And Tread's going to make the D.Va swap as well. Is Zodiel keeping no Tracer as well. So more of a D.Va mirror. Gaimin Gladiators aren't scared of this. They love this comp too. And a chance to put Naga onto May. I don't think they'll turn that one down. So we'll get a bit of a May mirror. One of Naga's best heroes. And they actually get this early ice block and a wall. Pressure onto Gucci. Ice has to turn to block that out. And now they get all that space despite having to go back to spawn to swap. Steady. Naga playing close to Tread, trying to win that D.Va battle. Gucci, on the other hand, is far back, just playing a little bit more of a sniper. And it's actually Naga who finds that opening pick onto Lauren. They tried to go for a May Lucio flank, but Tread is there to shut it down. And they're not really able to take too much of a map direct Oblivion. They'll get shoved back. And now the chase is on. Ice keen to get a trade. Does get one onto FD, but the fight is still going on at the choke. No speed, remember now, so they might get stuck in, but Zodiel is just causing havoc. This is what he did against Super Shy, and he's doing more of it here. Plays a very flank-heavy style. Just catches people not looking, catches people unawares. And we're back to the fight on point. Kitsune rushes close for both teams. You see Naga slightly ahead with that Mayo, and you can just see how quickly these blizzards charge for both Mays. Multiple blizzards in play. Eating is possible. Missing is possible. A very hard comp to actually connect the Mayo onto. So have to be patient here. Expect the Kitsune rushes will be the starting ults instead. Wall comes out but doesn't find anything. They have been moved back, but actually an early blizzard here onto Zirian, but they all get out. Kitsune rush in exchange, but they catch and so no beat. FD God is low too. Both Lucios have a primary target, but FD God gets back to his team. Yoam will top him up. And now the advantage for Gaimin Gladiators. Tread is low on point. The copy D.Va comes through. Zirian finds another pick. Oblivion are not done yet. They have to deal with the bomb. Wants to play for that baby D.Va, but cannot find it. Lauren is still anchoring point here. Meanwhile, Ice is going to clear Naga on the flank. Now both D.Vas will come back together. Ange will drop that beat. Back from the death. Gets it on. Copy bomb onto point here. Looking for a boot, but nothing finding. Tread wants to try and keep the point alive, but Zodiel gets the next touch. They can stall this one out for ages. These are not quick fights in the D.Va mirror. Both teams resetting. Bomb available for Ice. FD God with a beat push. Can they find the kills? They force Ice block. Gucci with a defensive mail. Tread will get caught, and it's Suzu to get Tread out of it, but he's just caught again. Tread is out of mech. Huge advantage now for Oblivion. They need to convert this, but Gucci left alone. But the numbers advantage is too much. The numbers advantage is too much. Oblivion find themselves ahead. An important retake. 91% down now, so can't really afford another one. And you see the advantage there of having point control when these support ult trades come in, because it's quite hard often to win those support ult trades quickly. And speaking of winning quickly, Naga's just going to find another dink onto Lauren. Right now, he's the dinkiest May. And this will allow Gladiators to get back onto point. Pressure onto Ice, trying to bully him back. Naga's going to drop that wall. Won't catch the D.Va, but will force him back. Keen to get this flip. More pressure now onto Ice, who is just forced back to his team. They need to get the touch shortly. They force the ice block out of Naga. Can they follow it up? Kitsune rush to chase. Mayok defensively from Naga will keep his own space, keep himself safe. Ice is behind him, but a later Kitsune rush now from Johan. Advantage onto the side of Gladiators. Can they push back? Here comes the beat though. FD God doesn't quite have it yet. 15%, but Gladiators are safe. Ex-Oblivion get the flip. Well, get the flip with that. But they don't find any kills, so now a chance for FD God to push on his next beat time. And Zodiel was in deep behind, looking for knee supports, wants to force an early cooldown. It's the copy that comes out first. Ange is awfully close. There's the pressure onto him. Beat comes through. Ange is in trouble. They're looking for him. All over Ange. The supports will fall first. And the beat push looks good in the end. Trying to turn with Mayol, but Tread's going to eat it. That was the last attempt at a clutch. Had to try and make it work, but it's eaten by Tread. Now just a Soul Diva on point. Ice is going to bomb into the corner. They can get the remake. Can they get the touch? Ice has to get the touch. Will be able to get it, but they lose Ange again. Zirian trying to play his own life in the back here, but they're just going to focus down Ice on point. Lauren is back now on Trace. A bit of help from Gucci on the sim, trying to get in there. They do convert one kill, and it's a good kill onto the Kiri. Surely they can't turn this back. Only 3 players left, but Gucci's found the right click. Susie to keep him alive too, and all of a sudden, Ex-Oblivion, they're not out of it yet. They're turning. Treader's low on point. Bomb above. Forces him behind the point, but Lauren keeps the touch going. Now the Mayok from Naga trying to catch Ange. Ange will get out though, and Lauren finds another kill. This Mayok finds nothing. Back on Doom now is Ice. Punch onto Naga, forces the ice block. Suzu doesn't save Tread's mech, and they're coming back. Gucci nearly has a symbol. Ex-Oblivion battling all the way back. Players down, but what a crucial pick from Lauren, dragging his team back into this one. And now all of a sudden, both supports ults are close for Gladiators for this retake. They're going to go Sombra as well. Want to try and punish the Doom here, hack him out of block, have Tread fly into him. Going to be the touch from Zodiel. Recall will be forced, and Tread can now take those responsibilities. But now here comes the Kitsune rush. Tread will need help. Doesn't quite have it yet, Johan, but Naga, he finds the pick once again. It's Lauren once again. Kitsune rushes are now being traded, but with that DPS advantage, the Pulse Bomb will land. The beat saves Ice for now, but he needs to play for health. Needs to get behind, and they're cleaning them all up. And after a mighty battle back, Gladiators will take Control Center. And it really came down, I think, to later beats. Later beats on a couple of occasions there. You saw that beat from Ange, especially that one in that sort of penultimate fight, where they just weren't able to push with it. So then they give Gladiators these clear timings where they have beat advantage, and they just have a chance to just push with it and really engage hard. And the important thing when you have no support ult advantages is to convert them. And that's exactly what they did. They found the support kills when it mattered. But still a close round. Ex-Oblivion nearly clutched it. The biggest problem really for Ex-Oblivion now is a couple of the support ult pushes not finding maybe what they want. And also the fact that Naga just keeps headshotting Lauren before the fight starts. Naga will be on Echo now, and we'll get a full Tracer Echo mirror. Slow and steady, playing for space. And actually, look, Zodiel and FD God taking this right-hand side. Gucci will mark it from them, and presumably will go help Gucci in a little bit. Expect for Divas to try and overload it. Whoa, FD God's just caught! Gucci was outnumbered, but gets the drop on FD, and Gladiators are just going to concede the space immediately. Now they want Naga in the sky, but he is safely around coast. Will regroup with his team, but it means they have to concede first flip. Tread wants to move quickly here. Trying to come through the choke. Echo's battling at range. No ults on the boards yet. Don't need to make the first move here. Ex-Oblivion can just play the angles at the back of point, making this walk-in as difficult as possible for Tread. Just trying to be active in their spam. Tread's going to make that aggressive move now. Ice will respond. Marks that one. Sticky's onto Tread as well. Health advantage now for Ice. Trying to bully him back. They have all the angles, and Tread has to concede for space. They Suzu Tread out. And Gladiators have to reset their cooldowns. Kitsune rushes nearly in play. Zirian slightly ahead here. 10%. Again, don't need to go first if you're Ex-Oblivion. You can just keep these angles, making that walk up hard. Now they're going to try and peek a little bit slower this time from Tread. Still taking more damage, but they've lost Naga. Gucci has found it. And Gladiators, once again, the fight's over before it really starts. They're looking for a chase here, but Gladiators are already out. 50% for free, essentially. No real fight has started. Kitsune Rush will be in play. Beats will be in play. Now, Kitsune rushes the normal way to start, but look for aggressive plays on the Lucios during this. If they can stop that beat going off, they can interrupt the support ult trade, and if you manage to make that play, you just win the fight off it. Kitsune rush to start, will be mirrored immediately here. Pressure going on, beat comes back from Ange. FD God has the later beat, and they catch Lauren even before that though. Huge advantage now. Ice is trying to trade onto the backline here, all the way onto the sky, but no, Naga will eventually go down. They try and stabilize, but they've lost the point, and they're a player down. Now the chaser's on. Tread and FD God just getting on in there, looking for these final blows. Will cost Tread his mech and the self-destruct. Needs to be careful not to stagger himself as well. Ice actually thinks he can get back into mech. Is there with the team, will be safe. So both self-destructs come to naught. Copy's in play now, so expect double diva situations here. Take a look at this one from Naga. Doesn't have to force the copy early here or anything. Can make an aggressive play, then copying that diva. Looking for the diva copy now. Now going to be looking for the echo. Lauren has copy as well, remember, but it might be a lot later. But Zerion killed by FD God. And oh no, it's just over. Lauren won't commit the copy now. They have to reset quickly. Didn't even have to do all that much of a copy at the end. In control of the point. Copy advantage now for Lauren, of course. A chance to come back in this fight. Now, especially with copy advantage, the ability to copy diva and just fly into the echo, that play is really on for Lauren and Oblivion, but they need to try and close the distance first. And Zodiel does seem to be a thorn in their sides as we get Lauren flying in here. Pings on the diva. They want to clear that diva first. Pressure coming on. Full sticks. Eaton looking for it. Going super deep. Gets the copy now. Who's the target? Looking for anyone. Doesn't find all that much. Will just try and trade onto Tread. Pulse bomb through. They're looking just to play through Tread. Peel seems okay. There we go. Catches Zodiel. Catches FD God on the flank. They try to make the play, but FD God is low behind. I think they've got the advantage now. No copy bomb. Can take this battle with Naga. Oh, Gucci's just going to finish that one for him. Oblivion with a successful flip. And now we're getting back up to that support ult timing. All 4 support ults going to be in play in this fight. Copy advantage for Naga. Might get it mid-fight if it goes on long enough. FD God and Zodiel trying to retake through this enclosed area. Now looking for pressure. Pulse bomb available, but, you know, Matrix, Suzu, lots of things to credit through. Tries to get pressure onto Lauren. Oh, might just catch him here. They set it up. Pulse bomb's wide. The beat comes out, but Zodiel, they found the opening. Now they're trying to push back through main. Zodiel will regroup with team and Ange. They make a desperate, aggressive play, but it's not enough. And it should be clean up from here. Retake again. Good. They need to be careful of late deaths here, because look how close the cap is, 92%. Any late staggers could be brutal. Ice, desperate to hold on to this mech. Just about holds on. Can anyone get the touch, though? No! Sends the bomb off the coast. They realise they can't touch. And Gladiator will take map number 1. We'll see play of the game. If I had to guess, I'm not sure. Ice would play of the game. Maybe just one of the cleanups here. Yeah. Just caught fighting this flank carrier, managed to overload it. You see the Lucio groups play quite wide. We see it with Lucio Mei. We saw it a bit with Lucio Tracer. We can take a look at the scoreboard here. Oh. Maybe we can't take a look at the scoreboard here. Come on, FACEIT. Come on, FACEIT. Show us a scoreboard. Well, I guess we can't take a look at the scoreboard here. We can just wait for our next map. So, overall, pretty competitive. We got a lot of mirror match, as we maybe expect. I'll throw you to me, so you got something to look at. I can't promise it's all that much, but it give you something to look at. So, I think from that match, it felt like, generally, macro felt a little bit better from Gaimin Gladiators. More of no support ult trades went their way. Even that last one there at the end of Night Market, they were just able to catch the pick really early, then snowball the advantage. And it really comes down to a lot of small margins here. We see some fights like that control center fight where it just goes on and on and on, all the resources being traded, people coming back in. It's quite hard to convert kills a lot of the time with the Suzu, all the movement abilities, and all the Matrix to play around as well. So it can be quite tricky. And I really think right now, all those sort of like free picks or opening picks do seem to go in the Gaimin Gladiators' way. We saw a nice little setup between Naga and Zodial to get that Lauren pick right at the end. And then, once you have that advantage, well, you can really just snowball it into more, right? Because it's so brawly and you're just playing 5 people walking into 5 people. If one of those 5 people walking into 5 people is just 4, 5 is a bigger number than 4. And we're going into lobby now for King's Row, the next map. This was, of course, the choice of Gaimin Gladiators as well. I don't know if we'll see much different compositionally here. The comps they played, I mean, I don't expect we'll see May, but similar again with the Diva, I think, really on the cards. Ice even asking the same. Same here. Probably Ice. Probably Ice. Tread says no. But he might well be lying, you know? Might well be lying. A few seconds and we'll get a reveal, at least of the Gaimin Gladiators composition. My scoreboard is maybe not updating, which is a bit of a problem. Let me see if I can do anything about that. The scoreboard pulls directly from the FACEIT page, and obviously when we went to look at that scoreboard, it was a little bit bugged, right? It was pretty bugged. So it feels like the scoreboard might remain bugged, which means we might have to go scoreboardless, as it does obviously have the teams on the wrong side. But we can work with that problem. We can make it happen. We can remember the score, right? Everyone just say to yourself mentally, write it on your hand if you need. Gaimin Gladiators. They're on your left, and they're up a map. And they're just starting the same composition. You couldn't fool us, Tread. Gladiators love this comp. They play it a lot. And they're starting with FD God and Zodial in this top left area here. So a bit of a battle on the left here. And there's a Lucio. And just scouted it out. Gucci will join him to try and clear it. And now we see the spam from Lauren trying to open it up. And they're making an aggressive move. They just catch FD God on the exit. And whoa, the backline's just disappeared. It's all but over now. Just need to be careful not to trade. Any late kills would go a mile right now. And oh, Naga's, I don't think he's getting out of this one. No escape. Ice on the hunt. And this is just, wow, this is just over. One of the easiest first points you're likely to see. No real ults charged on either side. Obviously a slight support ult advantage, especially on Zirian. Just about 20% ahead. This payload will get rolling, and instead it'll be a fight at the choke. Slow and steady. You can see Zodial marking this right-hand side. Again, FD God is close if Zodial needs any help. Everyone will just be farming. No aggressive moves or anything like that. It'll just be a big old brawl at the choke. Looks like Tread's just keen to hold the corner. Trying to spam their way in. Using the library to get this angle onto Tread to spam him through. But Zodial responds, just punishes Gucci. And that'll force the step back. They're pushing forward here, Oblivion. More kills would be nice. But the Diva's so good at escorting her team out of these situations. Back to the start. Zirian has this Kitsune Rush now to kick this one off. Can be tricky because these Kitsune Rushes are always quite disengageable. There we go, and that's exactly what Gaimin Gladiators want to do. They all run away. The Matrix, we talked about how good a tool it is to help your team disengage. And you see exactly that there. Now support ult advantage for the Gaimin Gladiators. Oh, Zirian's actually going to get caught staying in too long. It goes from bad to worse. That means the Gaimin Gladiators can take all of their space back, and it won't even cost him a single ult. So now, after a flying start, Oblivion have ground to a halt. Plenty of time back to work with, of course. Now, interesting to see how they start. It could start with Lauren's copy, and he is on the flank here, looking for the execution onto Naga. Does find it. Copy available. They're going to try and disengage the Kitsune Rush in return. Lauren is still behind here. Might be forced to copy. There it is. And now they can push back in with this copy. Here comes all the Matrix supports in their sight. But Ange goes down. FD God has beat advantage for a bit now while Ange respawns. Chance to turn the fight if they needed to, but they get out successfully. And just a game of cat and mouse. Tactical. Disengage, followed by disengage. They're trying to catch Zodial here. I don't know if he has recall. Forced all the way out. They do save him for now. Now the copy Diva and the beat comes in. Defensive beat from Anne should keep him alive. They can turn onto this copy now. We'll try and clear both Divas. Both teams stabilize. Kitsune Rush nearly there for Zirian. Bombs everywhere. Naga looking to see if he can get a remake kill as well. Doesn't manage to find anything. Everyone lives for now. Zirion will be dueling this Tracer inside. Zodiel doesn't have recall, has to back out. But meanwhile, Tread has made an aggressive move. Has bomb if he gets into trouble. Regroups with his team. Kitsune Rush comes through now, but Gladiators were already moving back, so they're going to keep on moving back. And again, the Kitsune Rush is disengaged by Gladiators. But no! FD God does get caught this time, and that means Naga might fall as well. Ice looking for that kill. Should be able to finish the Echo kill here. Now they just need to care trades. Tread wants to bomb remake if he can. Lauren caught in a little bit too, and the trades are good. Tread and Zodiel, they turn it into a dogfight. The pulse bomb's good as well. Zodiel connects another. The Gaimin Gladiators turn that one. They did the hard bit there. They catch FD God with a Kitsune Rush. It looks really hard to catch him. But catch him, they did. Yoham now with Kitsune Rush advantage. Lauren with the copy again. So we might see a similar thing where Lauren looks to start the fight with copy. Try and get this Kitsune Rush out. Try and disengage. Half the time bank already disappeared now. It's actually a Kitsune Rush to start it, so they can just disengage this one if they want. Ice is going to be a little bit aggressive, trying to play around the Mega. Lauren's got that copy, so they're just trying to fight on the Kitsune Rush. Tread will be bullied back, looking for aggressive moves into the backline here. Can't quite find anything. Lauren getting closer to that copy bomb. Pressure onto Zodiel, no recall. The bomb's gone deep. FD God beats forward, but it's not enough to save himself. They're trying to turn kills. Naga's able to get one, but Ice is on his case. They'll kill the baby on point. Yoham, last one alive. Can he TP out? There's no TP out. Will die late. And this will just be cap as well. Oblivion, it's been a bit of a struggle. Zodiel can get the first touch, but I think they'll just have to give it, yeah. Not enough support. And now 3 minutes for the third and final point. Fighting for the high ground. Thank you, Karawi.
Subscribe.
You certainly did. Naga now with the copy advantage. Support ult in massive advantage for Oblivion as well. So Naga has to try and trade his copy for one of the support ults. Probably again copy D.Va as we so often see. So they need to copy D.Va and get away from this. Kitsune Rush to start. They'll try and disengage this one for free. They have to copy D.Va if they beat push to keep going. Choice out for Oblivion. Do they double down? Copy is forced out. Ange is a little bit close. Ange has beat, but no, they can't catch him. Now beat advantage. Here comes the push. They need to find kills, Oblivion. They're going to get Tread out of bomb. They force it. They want to try and kill the baby. Ice is looking for it. Denies it. Ice's bomb is out as well. Now can Ice get back in mech? The DPS from Gladiators, they're trying to trade, but they're getting marked. Zirion will live. FD God, no, he won't live. FD God doubles down, rolls out on him. 2 players left. The payload is not moving during all of this, remember. They clean up the players on point, but they probably bought themselves enough time for a recontest. No Kiri. No Kiri for Oblivion here as well. So they don't necessarily have the sustain. Lauren nearly has copy though, so they're just going to try and force it through every way. Ange can pick up Zirion mid-fight here. There's that copy D.Va looking for it. Pressure onto FD God. Beat goes through though. They lose Tread's mech first. Can they get Tread's mech back? Probably not. Ice is looking for it. Gucci will finish that one. They've lost Ange in the back. Now the Kitsune Rush comes out from Yoham. Is this enough to stabilize? Copy bomb going off. FD God will be safe from that. But they kill Yoham on point. They're not really getting the max value out of this Kitsune Rush. It's just a dogfight. Gucci finishes off another. Naga, can he get one more touch? He's trying to live. Tread will take over for touch and responsibilities. Zodiel's back on Widow. He needs to hit so many shots to save this. He hits one. Now Ice will go mark him. Tread has to keep point anchored. Yoham is back. Trades for one. Pulse bomb onto Tread. He's low. He's so low. He's playing as long as he can. Zodiel is back. FD God is back. Gucci finds another pick. Ange's full stick. They're looking for that trade. FD God finishes that one. Best staggering back onto point. Ice will fall. It's now just Gucci. 47 seconds left. 2.76 meters left. And they hold on. They hold on. As the dust settles, it's still going to be a support ult advantage and a clear push window for Oblivion. 30 seconds left. Ange has the beat. Zirion has the Kitsune Rush to follow. Little bit of a HP advantage now in the D.Va battle, and Ange is looking to make this aggressive move. Any cooldown goes, and they can make that move. Now they go. They just catch Zodiel first. Now the beat in. They're looking for it. Ice is going to keep this one going. Looking for kills. Bullies went back into spawn. Now they come to clear point. Tread is trying to anchor it. Doesn't have bomb to stall this out anymore. Will be killed immediately. Zodiel can get one more touch. Ice is going to try and make it as hard as possible. Blinks through, has to recall. FD God's going to try and get the next one. I don't think he can. And Oblivion. finish what they started, but importantly for them, managed to finish it with, or importantly, I guess, for Gladiators, really. They managed to get all the time off the clock, at least. A back and forth round. All of a sudden, we see a few more of these support ult advantage situations getting value. And there's still imagine, especially in this street stage, we saw a lot of Zerion's Kitsune rushes getting disengaged. It has to be something that Oblivion are aware of. Because if you lose that powerful ult for free, you're going to have a really hard time. Does feel like, as we've seen this series go on, in this King's Row, it felt like the Lauren Naga Echo battle really feels like it's actually starting to lean Lauren's way a little bit. We saw Lauren get first picks a lot on Control Center, and that was obviously playing Echo into the May, and Naga is just that dinky guy. But in this Echo v Echo battle, it feels like Lauren started to get the edge a few more times. We saw obviously that one where he flanked through streets with the copy when he came through top, assassinates Naga, and then gets the copy diva off. A lot of this matchup, though, is about the macro. It's about disengages. It's about cheating support ults. It's about giving yourself those clear advantages. And then when you get that beat push, or that beat advantage, make sure you convert it. And we saw Oblivion doing it on the attack for the most part. Thank you, Fitch. Appreciate the gift. Congratulations, Sai. And this one starts off, well, in a mirror, if you can believe it. Here's the train. The hype train starting. It was a very quick start here on the attack for Oblivion. This bloody train. Ice will try and meet some on the high ground. Gladiators, sorry. Have some forward position. They are pinned in. FD God's a little bit low. Has to be careful here. They do manage to rescue him. They're just trying to keep them low on resources here. Ange's above. Has to be careful. Suzu to try and get Ange out. Suzu is good from Zerion. And they keep them pinned back for now. And oh, wait. Gucci's just found FD God. Now they dive back in. Zerion is exchanged. 4v4 right now. Limited heals. Suzu not in time to save him, actually. And now it's a dogfight in this hotel. Ice is going to pick up one more. They're looking for stagger kills. And Gucci is all over them. Will die, actually. Not worth it. Not worth it for that baby. Gucci's going to regret that one. Don't know if he didn't have recall or if it was just reactions too slow type situation. We'll get the reset. Gucci's going to be back a little bit late in this fight, which means Oblivion don't start with great space. Look at the Kitsune rush difference as well. Zerion ahead, but FD God is so much closer to this beat. A big window here. If they're switched on, they know they have advantage as well. An opportunity to beat push. Do they know? I don't think they know. They're just going to keep forcing through point, playing more standard fight. Zerion nearly has a Kitsune rush with which to respond here. It comes out. FD God looking for the beat. He's double booped, but it still comes off. But it's too late to save Tread's mech. Ange gets the counter beat off now. They're a player down, but they have this beat advantage. They get 2 kills with it. And the boop into another boop. It buys enough time to burn Tread's mech. And that might give Oblivion just enough to see this fight out, but it's not over yet. It's an absolute dogfight. Copy diva from Naga. Trying to hunt down this Tracer. Gucci trying to give him the slip. Give him the slip. They do. Even catches FD God here. They're going to get the D-mech onto Naga, but can get pocketed out here by Tread. And Gladiators will be forced to reset. They had to use more support ults though, so Yoham has this clear advantage now. Kitsune rush in hand. Copy and bomb available from Oblivion just to try and weather the storm. It's only 1 tick though, remember, so they have to keep this point contested throughout this Kitsune rush. They'll try and buy a bit of time here, doubling down its ice. There's the copy, trying to pocket. The other diva now has to try and pocket the remake here. They deep-peek bomb. Still have to deal with this copy diva. Gucci on the high ground, propelled away. Tread is low, so low, trying to matrix him out. Here comes the copy bomb. TP's away, will group up with Tread in hotel, but now it's just a dogfight in Tread. Yoham TP's to his death. They win the trade despite that Kitsune rush for copy diva doing so much. And they push back to spawn once more, Gladiators. 1 minute left on the clock. FD God coming up to this beat. Ange shortly behind it, so as long as Ange can match that, they can equal the ults. Other than that, pulse bombs will be in play as well. We've seen Zodial stick Ange a few times. If he can do it one more, that would be the dream. Gladiators have struggled on this opening exchange. Zodial's going to try and take the flank. Taking attention from Lauren. Gucci is coming to mark here. They do trade. Oh, but Lucio's right here, but no, Zodiel can't find the pulse. Will regroup with team, and now Tread. HB trade on point is rough, has to bomb to remake. Easy enough one to avoid, and they punish that recall out of Zodiel as well. Tread backing it up, and they did actually catch Ice's mech there. How did the bomb catch Ice's mech? What? A mistake from Ice has put his team in an almighty hole. Now they have both support ults. Is it enough to bail Ice out? They need to save Ice. They beat him now. Need to try and get it. Gucci's going to find Naga in all of it, but beat not in time. Kitsune Rush now on point. Desperately trying to get Ice back in mech, but it's not enough. Tread will now get beamed down, though. No Divas in play. Well, there's a Diva in play now. Lauren has copied the Diva, and it might be enough. We've been looking at a full hold here. It's an ex-Oblivion sweep. FD God can get one more touch. Naga nearly has copy. Copy Tracer can extend this one even longer. Oh, the punch off forces a quick recall. Now the bomb on point. Naga manages to keep hold of his copy for it. Can get one more touch. They're really drawing this out. Naga sees a way to make it work. Tread will take over anchor in point. Ice now. Trying to hold on. Zodiel's back on Widow as well. Any pick could go a long way now if he can, Zodiel. They're just trying to stabilize. Tread anchor in point while they try and kill behind. Naga goes for the duel but loses it to Lauren. Gucci was there to overload. Now they're on the DPS. Gucci takes that one down as well. And the ex-Oblivion DPS, they find all the kills in the back line. Tread was anchored to point. He cannot peel. The Kitsune rushes there, but there's no one but Tread. 5v1, the baby Diva. You know what happens next. Full hold. Ex-Oblivion. Map win. Ex-Oblivion. And with play of the game. Is this going to be the boop that helps set up Tread? Probably not. Let's see it. Just some cleanup kills. Nice, Ange. Get him, Ange! Get him! Get him, Ange! Get it! He's setting that one up. He's setting that one up for him. How was that play of the game? Was that the best thing that really happened? Come on. All right, we get the invite to the next one. All right, and we do actually have a scoreboard for this one, so I can show you a scoreboard quickly. This is from the King's Row. For whatever reason, this is the only one we have the scoreboard for. And we can see big differences. Obviously, FD God, Naga, 10 deaths apiece. Yoham, 11 deaths. And it's really that backline, right? Ange and Zerion, 6 and 5, compared to the 11 and 10, Yoham and FD. Huge difference there, and I think really goes to show some of the work that Lauren and especially Gucci, who I've been really impressed by. 33 and 3 for Gucci. Can't complain about that, can you? Really impressive performance. Gucci wasn't a player really on my radar all that much, but very impressive Tracer performance here. I think we talked a bit about Lauren coming on top of those Echo Jewels, and we see that reflected on the scoreboard here. Of course, it's a full hold, so you expect it to be relatively one-sided. We'll move on to Runa Sappy now, which means, can I try and give you a scoreboard back? No, it's not counted for first map, so the scoreboard is going to be scuffed. So we're going to have to use the power of memory. And remember, it's 1-1. We are going to Runa Sappy. This was the pick of ex-Oblivion. And I don't want to spoil anything, but it's possible we might be in for a little bit more of the mirror. And it's interesting, of course, because that mirror did start to go the way of ex-Oblivion as we came through that series. It is a reasonable map for it. Again, I think, like, big picture here, does an Anna Brig Winston or even an Anna Brig Diva, is it a better version of this comp? I honestly think it is. I think the Anna Brig can be so effective, especially the Brig into that Diva. I think we saw some of the Korean teams lean into that as well. But, you know, there's no surprises. Come on. It's just Diva, Kiri, Lucio. It's a handshake. Tread trying to get the early space over Mega here. And will force them back. You see FD God and Zodiel teaming up again. Bullying Gucci back. Gucci trying to make a move. Ice pushing them back too. Just trying to pepper the Kitsune or the Kiriko here, Tread. Attention turns back onto Tread, will be forced back. Naga was trying to take a wide angle, but they've actually lost a little bit of health on Tread here, and they continue bullying him back. Gucci in a little bit of trouble here in this 1v2, has to go all the way out. Saves himself. And now a chance for Gladiators to make the next move. Yoham and Tread on one side. Again, you see trying to play as wide and spread as they can, but Ice is quick to try and shut down that attempt. Tread's still playing this off angle. Trying to keep control of these flanks here. Ange and Gucci trying to control the elevator side. Ice nudging this robot forward step by step. They're going to concede a little bit of space here, Gladiators. And they're kind of all forced to play in this channel now. Zodio's going to try and take some elevator space, but hard to take it when it's fully marked by those two players. Gucci, even with maybe an opportunity to go aggressive here, does have the pulse bomb soon. Zodio's going to swap to the other side, so Gucci will respond to Mark. Pulse bomb is there, so FD God has to be careful. They just try and disengage this Kitsune Rush for now. They all run. And Gucci will turn this into a bit of a flank, but they catch Lauren with it. Gucci looking for it. Just wanted to get the quick trade as the rest of his team disengage. They've sacrificed Ice on point so everyone else can get out. And they'll fall all the way back. Again, Gucci considering a flank here as Gladiators get to take the opening space. And can start pushing it down this hill. Kitsune Rush advantage, of course, now for Zirion now as they didn't use it in the previous fight. Bit of a fight in house. Wall beats going off here. Where's FD God going? They're hunting him down. FD God is in trouble. Where's he going? Angel's going all the way. FD God survives, but he's all mightily split from his team. So even though he has the beat advantage here, gonna be a hot second before he can drop it. Trying to regroup with his team now. FD God has made it back. They have stabilized, and now one support ult versus one support ult. Kitsune Rush out. FD God can respond. They're trying to put him under pressure. Gets a little bit of a boot, but gets that beat off. Everyone gets the beat as they turn on kills and they catch Ange. They gambled with that beat push to try and catch FD God. They failed. FD God survives. And now we're in a pretty good position. But no! A bomb gap into play! A smaller bomb gap as well! Kills being traded back and forth. A copy Kiriko from Naga. Maybe not the optimal, but Kirikos will try and pocket each other. Copy Kitsune Rush as well. But Ice is marking all of this. They cleaned up a point as well, and it looked like they had it with that beat timing from FD God. But it was just a bomb gap. The way the self-destruct worked. Tread doesn't get back into mech. Ice does. And the Diva goes such a long way in these comps. Now a chance to meet the distance that Gladiators have pushed. Kitsune Rush advantage for Yoham. No ults to speak of, really. Had to clutch that one out at the end, Oblivion. So they might just play this slower. Happy to farm the ults here. Onus a little bit on the Gladiators since they have the ult advantage. Can they push in that window? Or they be content just to slow it down? They're going to try and play through Gucci instead. You see Gucci playing quite aggressively here in house. Zodiel looking to try and match some of that. FD God with him. And it looks like it will be the slow approach from the Gladiators. Just trying to get these small advantages. Can they win a battle on a flank? Find a pick. Worried the Kitsune Rush will be too disengageable. And this has allowed Zirion to build all the way up to a Kitsune Rush of his own. Just marking space. Nothing happening, but look at this. Zirion now has the Kitsune Rush. A chance to be the aggressor, and the advantage goes begging. Do they make the move? What's the next play? Eyes on Zirion. Looks like he's getting ready to go around this corner now. They just try and turn. There's the Kitsune Rush. Will be matched by Yoham. Looking for FD God in all of this. Beat comes through. FD God just about gets it off. Later beat from FD as well as a result. Now they're still in. More pressure onto the backline. Suzu is good, but now they're vulnerable. Pulse Bomb's been avoided. More pressure behind, but Gucci's Pulse Bomb is good. Finds FD, and now Zirion can walk forward, and it's all Gucci all the time. Not able to save him there, but Gucci has done his job. He's given him the advantage. Oblivion will clean up. They'll get the cap. And now a chance to put some big meters on the board. All the support ops traded in that, so it's just going to be a copy battle. Self-destructs in play for both Divas relatively soon. Naga looking for this aggressive battle over top. Forces the copy out, actually, so Naga might be forced to copy back, but actually he's just tucked away safely at the back of that formation. Lauren trying to force some advantage, but a much later copy now from Naga. A chance to push back, a chance to turn this one. Of course, double matrix is a pretty good disengage tool. Here comes the bomb. We'll just turn here onto the enemy Diva, trying to get a bomb of his own. Only 2 seconds left. Won't be getting that one. Tread has self-destruct if they need it. Zodiel's found the opening pick. And Naga should just be able to clean up these remaining players. And there we go. Any trade is useful, and Gucci's got another one. But they can gain control back of the cart here. Zodiel will be back in the fight in time. And we get to that support ult situation again. Worth noting that Yoham ahead on the Kitsune Rush. And FD God slightly behind on the beat charge from Ange. They'll meet the payload in middle though. Ice is actually just making a bit of an aggressive move. Flying in, has the self-destruct, forces that Kitsune Rush, now will fly out. But Tread, Zodial, they all combine, they catch, and this Kitsune Rush is successful. I don't know if they expected that. I don't think they realized Yoham was quite so close because they took that fight, not ready to disengage. So Gladiators will just get the free cleanup. They do, of course, now have support ult advantage coming back. Zirion and Ange both with their support ults in hand. FD God can beat to respond. Normally, you would see Gladiators try some kind of disengage in this situation. They'll get the cap. Ice can't touch in time. Still behind, though, on the distance. Pulsebot wants the back of Ice here. Suzu comes out, but doesn't save the damage, so they're going to beat push in. They're looking for Ange. Ange will get the beat off, but it's not in time to save Lauren. Now they can turn their attention. They trade one. The support ults might still be enough, but it's 4v4 as this beat fades. And 2 support ults for 1 kill. Gaimin Gladiators will be happy with this trade. Lauren coming back now on the flank. Regrouping, looking for an opening. Naga slightly closer to copy. And we talk about how crucial this Echo battle is. And it feels like these last couple of exchanges have gone Naga's way. Slow and steady. Copy's going to be the next ult. So, oh, whoa! They've just found Ange on the flank here. Going to have to be a disengage. Trying to put damage down. Oh, Lauren making a little bit of a meal of getting out of this one. They need to try and get Ice out as well. The late DMEC, costly. We'll be able to bomb to get back into it, so they won't lose too much time. The robot will move back to the cap and start going forward. Yoham closer to his Kitsune Rush again. They won the previous advantage push, but it's going to be D.Va first. Naga with a copy turns onto Lauren. Lauren will be able to copy right back. 4 D.Vas in play. 4 Matrixes. Everything being eaten. Naga will be DMEC first. They're trying to hunt that one down. On the walls here it's Ange, but safe. But it's Zirion who dies first. Both D.Vas trying to clean it up. Lauren has the copy bomb in the back. Gladiators are in control of this, but the pulse bomb's good. Tries to trade it, Zodial. Now Tread making an aggressive move. Just trying to win this dogfight if they can. Naga is moving into position, wants to help Tread get back into mech, does get back into mech. Ice is DMEX on the other side. It costs FD God their life, but tank advantage. It's only 3 of them, but I think they can do it. Yoham certainly believes they can as well. Tread finds the baby D.Va kill. They shut down the Tracer as well. And now Gladiators will be taking the lead. Good finish in the end here. Yoham's Kitsune rushes all coming good. And they once again have support ult advantage here, Oblivion. The previous one they didn't really get value out of. They need to try and find that value here. Eyes on the Tracers, trying to make any kind of play on the DPS. So you can see Gucci taking a bit of a long flank here. Just trying to poke the D.Va out first, though. Regroups with team. Kitsune rush around the corner, but Gladiators were moving back. Can they catch anyone? FD God trying to find his way out. And they do. They cheat that one successfully. They'll regroup on the point. And now a chance for this beat exchange. Might go back to a slower, pokier stage. This has been back and forth, and we're down to the final 30 seconds. So they need to make something happen right about now. Take a look at Zodial, also battling on the flank. Gucci makes the move. The beat comes through. Looking onto Lauren. Pressure on him. Matrix trying to come through. They can't save him. They kill him through it all. Now onto the backline too. They have to kind of keep this fight alive here. Looking for Zirion. Zodial can't quite find the kill, but he's so low. They lose Naga on the backline, but here comes Yoham with Zodial keen to push these kills. Tread finds another one. Pulse bomb goes wide, but FD God. Sorry, Ange will be isolated. Both Lucio's full. Trading onto point still. They have to try and keep it going. Sombra back now from Lauren. Will get some of that Matrix. Full pocket. Can't find the kill. Turn instead to the D-Mech onto Ice. Out of mech. Need to kill this baby quickly. Get this payload away from them. The Gladiators, it was a tight affair. But the support ult difference in the end works out. Gaimin Gladiators back on top. We can see play of the game. Will it be another Ange classic, or is something a little bit more spectacular happen? Naga with this play of the game. Oh, we saw this. Yeah, just a little bit of cleanup. Cool. Nice. Gets the Tracer headshot. Aces. All right. We'll get the invite to the next one. We can take a look at the scoreboard quickly as well while that loads in. Obviously, the rounds are slightly out of sync here because it's not counted the first game. And we do get Lauren with a 1 and 6, which is... those are bad numbers to have. We can see Yoham only dying twice. Kitsune rushes were really the big difference maker. Did feel like Naga obviously had an upper hand, 14 and 3 compared to 1 and 6. Well, I think that tells the story. 1k damage gap as well. Meanwhile as well, Tread 20 and 2 looking impressive. I think really though it was much more of a macro type victory here. All the Kiri ults really felt like they were a little bit too easily disengaged from Zerion. Meanwhile on the flip side of things, Yoham found value, and there's a debate probably to be had in terms of how much of that is just better disengages from the other team and how much of that is for the sake of the Kiriko. But it feels like a macro gap right now, which is interesting because it's sort of gone back and forth a little bit here in terms of who has the advantage. We get on to Suravasa, and I don't know if there'll be all too many surprises here in terms of what comps they play, you know? If I had to wager, if I was a gambling man, I might imagine we'll see a Diva or two. We might see a Tracer or two. We might see an Echo or two. We might see a Kiri Lucio or two. The way this matchup has been going is it's been tight, you know. It's been back and forth, which I think as well maybe doesn't lead either team to believe they need to make the swap either. So we'll wait and see what they line up on. But Suravasa is a viable map for this comp. Again, I feel like there probably is like an alternate option here in terms of an Anna Brig or a Winston version or something like this. But it's not the direction they're going in yet. They've seemed competent, or confident at least, in the mirror so far. And I think we'll get a little bit more of it right now. Of course, let me check the scoreboard, see if it's fixed. But I think it will show the wrong score still. Oh, that's not correct. That one... yeah, no, still missing that first map. So everyone use the power of memory. Use that brain power to keep in mind that it's 2-1 to the Gladiators right now. They are on match point. A chance to win. And oh boy, could you have guessed it? It's the same old mirror. Diva, Kiri, Lucio. Tracer, Lucio, looking for the flank as well. Gucci just trying to sneak in. A very long and open first point here, so hard to be very aggressive. Might be a game of dinks, a game of picks, a game of small opportunities. Bit of pressure onto FD God here. Forces him back. Not all that much going on. FD God going to try and make that aggressive move as they try and clear out point, and Gucci's going to use this opportunity to force out a Suzu. Goes all the way behind, will recall back. They've used this opportunity to get point, but now Gucci might have his recall punished. Zodiel is in the hunt, gets the Mega. They lose Ange in the meantime, though. So a player down, takes away a source of healing for Ice. Now, Mega's not available for Ice, remember. Gucci just took it, so big trouble for Ice getting the health back here. Trying to regroup, just taking the full pocket from Zerion. But they've now conceded all the space off that pick. Zerion, forced to Suzu, forced to TP out, but the TP out, oh, could have been a little bit further. They try and double down. Zodiel chases for kill, gets the kill. And they can snowball this into pretty much a full wipe. A late mech kill here would be devastating. But Gaimin Gladiators can't quite catch it. Zerion with the Kitsune rush and slow on that beat charge, obviously, with that early death. Kitsune rush comes through, will be matched, but oh wait, Lauren ends up blowing himself up with his stickies. Not at copy yet, so this copy advantage also coming in clutch for Naga. Will be able to force him back, can even pocket Tread through a little bit of this, and the Kitsune rush trade goes begging. Lauren not ready for that one, and the slight ult advantage just goes a long way. They'll stagger out the baby Diva. They've won this first point anyway, and Gaimin Gladiators feel like they have the read. No swaps coming out. This series will be do or die on the mirror. We'll fight now on point C, the fountain point. Tread wanting to start close. Beats available for FD God, but not quite yet for Ange. They just fly, try to get the little sweep onto the Echo. Doesn't find anything though. And the big decision is, do they realise they have this beat advantage? Because if they do, they can maybe push Ange with it. But instead, they're playing a little bit of a slower fight. FD God going to take some stickies, down to 10. Gucci wants to finish it. No beat. But Peel is slightly late. The Copy Diva push is now on. They actually had advantage, but they just catch FD. The stickies from Lauren end up setting it up. You give Gucci a sniff and he'll hunt you down. And they'll get a pretty cheap fight, all things considered there. Now again, we talk about when you take the support ult trade, it's always nicer to take it when in control of a point because it ends up being a long fight normally. Gucci's hiding again with this pulse bomb. Will get snuffed out by Zodial. Walking towards point. FD God might be the primary target again. Do they choose to go first and try and kill the Lucio with their beat? Or do they just wait to respond with the beat? We see FD God taking the high ground here. Will this spring an opportunity? Maybe. Just booped out though. And Gladiators will reset. Onto this high ground again as FD God. Trying to bully Ange. Ange has to be careful. Wants to try and get this one off. Suzu comes through. Kitsune rush. Gucci dies in the midst of it all. They beat back too. FD God still has this beat. Much later beat. Now they've got a great advantage. Lauren is getting hunted down. Ange is getting hunted down. And it just ends up being a much more controlled beat. Much later from FD God. Gaimin Gladiators bait out the trade. They set up FD God for success. They get that later beat. And as we've seen all series, when FD God provides his team with that later beat, they so often convert the advantage. Just seemed a little bit flat-footed there. There was maybe opportunities to put pressure onto FD God earlier or make their own play. Instead now, we see Naga is actually hiding here. We'll get behind him, looking for a free engage. Just goes for quite a long range one, though. Does have a copy. Copy Diva looking for the echo, but double fly in. Peel is there from Ice. Forces for D-Mech, though. We'll look to double down, keep him contained. So they'll just wait this one out here, Oblivion. Naga will regroup on point. Might even get a late bomb. Have a throw. Go on, throw it at him. See what happens. Oh, it's killed Ange! How does it kill Ange? Oh no! Unbelievable. A disaster for Oblivion. And now, Gaimin Gladiators smell blood. They want to get more kills. They won't get any more kills, but they force them back. Ange can regroup quickly. But that bomb got more value than it should. Yoham now nearly has this Kitsune rush, and Zirion is desperately behind. 20%. Down to 14. Kitsune rush comes out. Can they find Lauren? Lauren does have copy, remember, so they force that one out. Now they need to try and find another kill, but Zirion is getting awfully close to returning with this, but no! Zodial's found the kill! Now Yoham can walk forward. Couple of body shots. It's not over yet, but the Kiri advantage will do a lot. Yoham can just keep everyone pocketed, meaning they can win all their jewels. Oh, wait, but Copy Bomb. Copy Bomb's getting outrageous value. Pulse Bomb to trade it, actually. Oblivion. I thought they were out of it. Zodial was able to trade one. He's in a 1v2. He has no recall, no pocket. Gucci cleans that one up, but Naga is now back on point. FD God has arrived. Gucci, Suzu not in time. Zirion's going to go, but C9s. The Kitsune rush into C9. Question marks in trap. XDs from the French. And oh, it's a disaster for Oblivion. They find themselves 2 rounds down. Zirion responds with "shut the fuck up, dog," which I think explains how he feels about the recent series of events. They need to win every point from here. Ice is on Doomfist. The clutch looks so possible for a second. Oh, and they just catch Zodial. All right, a freebie. Maybe the Doom swap is the answer here from Ice. Does match up quite nicely into the Diva. Forces for Suzu. Punch. Beat comes out. Later beat this time now from Ange. Looking for the echo. Can they line it up? Lauren's in big trouble, though. Doesn't have copy. Lauren was going deep with that one. Punch doesn't connect. Naga trying to play his live copy. Doomfist on the go. We'll see what Naga can get done. And I think they will clean up and get a quick flip as a result. Forces for recall. Wants to try and find the kill. Zodial's there for the follow-up. They'll get a couple of late ones, actually. Chasing them all the way through. Forced back to spawn. Thank you, Bull Skunk, for the raid. Hope you had a good stream, brother. You're joining us where EXO have put themselves in a hole they're trying to climb out of. Ice on the Doomfist again, taking space on its left-hand side. Yoham nearly has Kiri ult. Zirion slightly behind again. Have to be careful. These small differences can go a long way. Tries to punch in the Diva. Interrupts the fly. Might be stuck in a little bit here, Tread. Has the bomb if he needs it. Doesn't need it in the end. Kitsune rush now up for Yoham. An opportunity to go. Pulse bomb onto Gucci. A Tracer gap. An Echo gap. And it's desperation time. They can't afford to die right now. They're desperate for this Ice kill. Ice needs to get out, needs to play his life. Does. But they need to touch. They need to reverse sweep. They need to make it happen. Eyes on Gucci, has Pulse Bomb. Looking to find a way in. 94%. FD God trying to mark for touch. Just about gets it. Has to recall immediately. Ice is going to have to take over touch here. Gucci can come behind this copy. They'll get the D-Mech onto Tread. Can they find the baby? Oh, they can. Deny the remech. Copy bomb on the go as well. And they've got the retake. Oblivion have their lifeline. Remember, they're 2 rounds down in the map. And a map down in the series. So they have to win this map to keep the series alive and force a map 5. Onto the Doomfist now. Meteor Strike in hand. Gucci also still has his Pulse Bomb. Beat coming up swiftly for Ange. FD God has it as well. Just looks for the early trade. Forces for recall out. Considering the stick, but not going for it. All eyes on FD God. If he gets this beat. Oh, if he gets the beat, they're looking for Ange. Ange is still 4% away. Can Ange get away with it? He's going to go for it. He gets the beat off. It only catches 3. They lose Lauren, but can they get kills with their beat now? FD God is trying to fall out. Zodial trades 1, and Zodial's just behind. He's on the back line. And it might just fall here for Oblivion. The DPS trying to combine. They're just going to force point bow. Zodial playing the objective. Ice has Meteor Strike. Pulse Bomb now available. There we go. The stick is good. Ice is 1 HP. Tries to play his life. Lauren will try and take over. Ange gets the next touch. They're so close. They've held on to point this entire time. Now the flip comes through. Zodial trying to hold on for more. They're bullying back this Doomfist. Punch back on. Gucci can get the next touch. Ice trying to take space. There's a breather in the fight for a second as Oblivion gets on. They try and give a little bit of space, but Yoham has his Kitsune Rush. That's what Gladiators are waiting for. They know they have disadvantage. Suzu on. Wait. Was it cancelled? Was it cancelled? Where's the Kitsune Rush? Has anyone seen my Fox? I think it must have been a cancel. XD's in response. Ice comes up trumps when they need it. Cancel on the Fox. I feel like it's such a hard timing to get, but Oblivion have turned that point around. An absolute dogfight. And not only have they turned that point around, they've turned that point around. Wow, stunning the Kitsune Rush. And now they have a big old Kitsune Rush advantage. A chance for Zirion to walk on with this one. They can force point with it. We'll get the slow, pokey part of the fight first. FD God nearly has beat. So does Ange. But a clear Kitsune Rush advantage here for Zirion. Pocket coming through. Tread will try and take point first. Can get punched out of Matrix here. Looking for a dive behind. There we go. Looking for FD God if they can find him. FD God holding his nerve though. Won't be forced to use it unless he's actually forced to use it. And now the beat comes back. Focus onto Lauren here. Lots of pressure. And just about gets it off. That's the scariest beat you'll see all day. He does get it off though. And now they turn for Naga. They get it. Copy Diva over the top. And oh my god. They're staying in this game. They're winning these fights by absolute millimeters here. But Oblivion take it. They take the big support ult trade. They put themselves in a reasonable position. They have Meteor Strike to go with again. Meaning Ice can be very aggressive at its choke. Naga does have a copy advantage. Obviously, without the Diva on the field, which is the normal copy, I don't know if Naga will swap to maybe a Tracer copy instead. They've lost Gucci, though, on the flank. FD God and Zodial find that pick. They have forced a back hit. Oblivion still just trading on the front line. Have this Meteor Strike. Looking for a punch. Doesn't get it. Tries to cancel it, but no. Tread finds Ange, and this might just be a reset situation now for Oblivion. They got 84%. They can be happy with that. Just means 1 fight win. But they did sacrifice a point for 0 ult, which is going to hurt. Which now, all of a sudden, means Naga has this copy. Yoham has his Kitsune Rush. A chance to close it out. Kitsune copy. FD God's died to this Pulse Bomb as well, so they're going to try and make it work. Fly back. Immediate cancel on the copy here, but they've lost Lauren. 46%. They can reset again if they need to. They're kind of committed at this point, though. Ice trying to go deeper. Pressure onto Yoham. Forces for Suzu. Forces for TP. Meanwhile, Zirion's rotated in, but into Zodial. Ange is now vulnerable too. They're going to die. Oh, they need to reset quick. Ice. Punch onto point. C9s. Oh my god, what a C9 from Ice for punch again. Coming up clutch. He even kills one. Ice doing it all himself. Gets another big punch. Now just tries to play his life. And oh my god, what a play, what a C9. This has brought incredibly valuable time for Oblivion. They come back on. The Kitsune Rush was even used by Johan in this. Now the punch back on. They try and trade for D.Va. Tread will be forced back. FD God has beat. Ange has beat Kitsune Rush. Later beat available for Ange though. They turn their attention to Naga. No copy to save himself. They have player advantage. The rest of Gladiators will disengage. They want to try and drag it out. But Ice does not want to let them touch. Tread goes for it. Does get one. Looking for it now. FD God next. Punch just connect. The FD God will be safe. Now for Suzu to deal with Tread's aggression. Has Bomb to keep this one going. This fight is far from over. Punch doesn't connect with Tread actually. Now the bomb comes out. Desperate for the baby kill, but they can't find it. Looking for the cancel. Can't find it. Look for the D-Mech again onto Tread. This one, the pressure, the beam. They're looking for it. Naga's trying to poke back in. Nearly has copy. Lauren has copy. Gets it off. Naga can respond. It's a C9. Unbelievable from the Gladiators. Another C9 to add to them all. And Oblivion find themselves tied up 2-2. What an unbelievable Saravasan this is. They win the fight afterwards as well for what it's worth, Oblivion. We'll move on to point D. It all comes down to this final round. Oblivion on the verge of losing this series multiple times, but they come back again and again and again. But Gucci potentially costing his team. A late death opens up a 5v4 opportunity. Naga has copy. Kitsune Rushes are close for both Kirikos. Naga on the flank here. Looking for a chance to engage. Doesn't find all that much. Will turn the flank. Pressure onto Lauren here. No copy to save Lauren. Sicky's back up for Naga now. They've just tried to take the space with their player advantage, but this means we're back to a 5v5 situation. Kitsune Rush slightly quicker for Johan. Remember, all the punch forces Naga all the way back. Meanwhile, Tread's gone deep. He's gone all the way in. Tread's gone all the way in, but no one was with him. A disconnect in the Gladiators' communication at the crucial time. Zerion stops to type question marks. He has to TP as a result. But they can turn on Naga now. Naga, no copy opportunity. They're just going to take the reset. What was that? Zerion trying to wind up Tread, trying to get in his head. Trying to make that mistake feel all the much worse. Oblivion in control of the point. No ults used in that really, except the Meteor Strike, I think. So now a Kitsune Rush. Beat trade in play as well. Coming up to the choke. Zodial dancing through onto Gucci. No recall, so will be forced back. Back on the point now is Oblivion. And oh, Ice has just found Zodial! Ice on Doomfist. Every time his team needs something, he's there. Naga is going to copy the Kiriko TP to his team, so double Kiriko walking in. They're going to forward this fight. Ange beats back against the Kitsune Rush. But met by Zerion as well. Now they're trying to double down. There will be a later Kiriko ult in this fight from Naga, I think, as well. 96%. Gets it off, but the pulse bomb's good. They're barreling down on them. They're pushing them back in. Oblivion. 86% and counting. They had to reverse sweep Saravasa. But reverse sweep Saravasa. They are. They can get another touch. Remember, these fights go on for a long time. FD God gets out with his life, so Tread can get the next touch. Avoids for punch, crucially. Has bomb to remech as well. Will get boots off. And Baby D.Va. No, it's another C9. Unbelievable. Tread doesn't give another touch. No one else was there. Oh, my God. C9 after C9 after C9. 3 of those points come down to a C9. This is not how it's meant to go. This is not optimal. But Oblivion dogfight their way back in. And I really think, as much as we get this play of the game from Tread, it has to be Ice. How many crucial plays can Ice make on this Doomfist? And what do you do now? What do you do now? Let's get a look at this scoreboard while we wait. God damn. I don't know what to make of this scoreboard. There needs to be a tab on this scoreboard for the number of C9s in play. So no stat for C9s, but we do see 25 and 6 for Naga, 25 and 6 for Tread. 19 and 3 in the end for Ice. Yeah, pretty even all round, really. Maybe Johan a little bit low on eliminations, 5 and 5 compared to the 11 and 7 for Zerion. Slightly more backline deaths on the side of Oblivion, but it really came down to those big plays. Really came down. And this means we will, of course, be going into a Circuit Royale to finish. And what a finish. What a finish. Have you seen a more entertaining Saravasa? More back and forth required? And any more C9s required? I think not. And now the big question, if I'm Oblivion, The Doomfist just worked. I think keep playing the Doomfist. Why wouldn't you? Can you argue with the results? I think not. Sure, he had to do some crazy things, but crazy things he did do consistently. Finds the punches, not just in clutch fights, but he's finding opening picks onto Zodiel as well. And all of a sudden, fluster, right? That big mistake from Tread flying in while the rest of his team was peeling. Zirion even typing back. Aware of what a big mistake it was. Opened the door on that final point. A crucial time to make it. And now, all of a sudden, Oblivion are back in it. And we're going to Circuit Royale, which is very different from all these other maps we've seen. So many of these maps we've seen, Kiri Lucio, D.Va has really been quite viable. Really viable. And would they just do it on Circuit Royale? Surely not. But then, this series has been so back and forth. You swap into a completely different comp for this final map. We'll have to wait and see. Circuit Royale. We're invited to the lobby. I'll check the scoreboard one more time for posterity, but I think, yeah, again, it's not going to be up to date. So we're all going to have to use our collective brain power. And remember, it's 2-2. It's 2-2. So, best of one right now. Circuit Royale it comes down to. No changes on either side. Everything to play for. Ice asks one more time. Same here. Circuit ban BAP. Ice says they're banning BAP. And this is a peculiar situation because we've seen such a heated D.Va, Kiri, Lucio, Tracer, Echo, Mirror. Ultimately, the Doom coming out clutch on Suravasa. But now it's Circuit Royale. The comp's not really viable. So they have to go a different direction. For all the marbles, they have to go a different direction. And it seems like Lifeweaver is the direction. Widow, Pharah, Illari, Lifeweaver, Sigma. So a variation here on the double flex support comps we often see, and going into the Lifeweaver. Pharah, Widow, we're very obnoxious to deal with here in this corner where my camera is right now. Very obnoxious for a Pharah to exploit. Likewise, Widow obviously very good on this. Gucci, I've not know if we've seen too much Widow from Gucci before. So we'll see how he matches up against Zodiel. It will be a Pharah Mirror coming out from Naga. And it's Bathilari on the other side. FD God flexing over. We'll keep our eyes on the Widow for now, though. Circuit Royale can often come down to a game of picks. Ooh, Gucci looks the wrong way just as Naga takes a little peek over the top. Grapple shot now coming in from Gucci. Aggressive on the defense. Knows where Zodiel is, but cannot find him. But pull onto Ice for Life Grip. We'll take him out of that situation. Now, I don't hate the Lifeweaver, honestly. It can do quite a lot. And oh, Naga from up top. Finds the pick, not looking at the right time. Zodiel, meanwhile, will get pocketed by that pylon and will be alive, and it's a back step required for here for Oblivion. We'll look to stabilize. Meanwhile, we can see Zodiel try and take this more aggressive angle. Has to be careful, of course. Gucci is back soon. Eyes on the DPS. Gucci will crouch underneath. I don't know if Zodiel knows he's crossed. They back up to the corner. No ults just yet. Aggressive swing. We knew where he was. Body shot only from Zodiel. Trying to keep Gucci on the back foot here. The payload's edged closer right now to the point. Just trading. No ults just yet. FD God's Alariot might be the first. Zirion not far behind. And we might just be getting to that time. 92%. Might be worth trying to snipe the backline. Matrix has been used and Zodiel's found the Widow gap. Now the Captive Sun to finish it. Dodge comes out, actually. No, it just catch Zirion. Can he trigger it, though? FD, can he trigger it? There we go. A classic Alari gap from FD God. Drops to pocket. He's Sigma. And that'll be a relatively clean first point. Naga with one opening pick. Zodiel with the next. And we said it at the start. It can be such a game of picks, Circuit Royale. And they're all going the way of the Gladiators right now. A late kill would be devastating. This is one of the trickiest retakes in the game. That's why Gladiators are so keen to hold forward. And a late kill on Ange. It goes from bad to worse for Oblivion. They have all the ults in the world except for this walls to push out with. And they do have the advantage that, of course, Zodiel is back on point. Moving the payload still. And actually, Gladiator's going to give it a little bit of space. We normally see teams hold a little bit more aggressive. But this is the important one on Circuit Royale. If you can win this snowball if you're Gladiators, you can save yourself such a headache of doing that retake from low ground. Walls will be used by Zodial. He'll turn that into a window swing. Flux comes back from Ice. Will force for lamp out. Yoham low underneath that lamp. Will have to back up. Here the Captive Sun from Zirion catches a few. FD God is low. There we go. The trigger gets one, but the kills are traded back. Tree on point though. Life whip to save Lauren. They're trying to trade onto the Sigma. Barrage comes through now. Tread will eat a lot of it. Naga over the top. They weren't ready for that. They were so busy trying to find the kills on point. They didn't see Naga fly over the top. Naga gets the cleanup. The snowball is good. 5 minutes on the clock. And just going to Baptiste. Lauren is going to Echo. No changes on the side of Gladiators. And why not? It's been smooth sailing. Gucci's also on to Tracer. Doesn't fancy this Widow duel anymore. Slow and steady. Payload still moving for Gladiators. So happy just to hold their ground here. Tread does have the Flux here if they try and push him closer. We are trying to push him. Tread might just take the Flux opportunity here. Pressure onto Gucci. Would like to force a cooldown first. Has to use Matrix. The payload has now been stopped. And they'll just back up. They can't really retake through this choke here. And they're just there. The backline's right there for Tread. He's going to try and deny Ange the lamp. No, the lamp does go off. They're pushing out. They've lost Zodial, but Tread is pushing forward with his Captive Sun. Damage advantage surely onto the Sigma. They keep plowing forward. They can take everything here. Want to kill the backline too. Zirion was playing for the boop off the map. Rock is good, though. Zirion's still getting pocketed. Tread's actually just by himself here, so while he can bully him back, he can't actually finish these kills. Wait! Ange! Oh, Naga with a boot from across the map. See you later, Ange. Forced all the way back, and Tread is going to take all of the high ground. Naga looking for more kills. Lurking around the back. Pressure onto this Sigma, making the retake hard. FD God's got the angle in main. This retake's so difficult now, and we could be looking at a fierce time bank as Zodial's going to take another head. Forced back into spawn here. Doesn't die, but can't get out. One more for Naga. The lamp onto point, trying to buy time. Ange forced back into spawn. Ice gets one, but it's nowhere near enough. 1m29 left. Gucci will fall. That will be the final one. And whoa, what a statement attack here on Circuit Royale from the Gladiators. And all of a sudden, you did have to feel going to this map on map 5. Always a risk, right? Always very different comps we see here. And Gladiators play what I guess most teams would call the standard meta here, the sort of the Sigma Bapilari. And everything went the way. You talk in Circuit Royale. It's important to win those pick fights. If you can win those picks and then you win your snowball in this part of the map, you're probably gonna have a good time bank, and everything just went their way. I really didn't like the retake on third point. If we can get an angle for it where they came from this coast side, because they kind of got to this area, but actually getting there and stopping cart is really difficult. I know you kind of want 2 fights on this third point, but it's really tricky. But I think they're better just taking the slower fight from the corner as best they can. Instead, they sort of left themselves in this weird position where Tread was able to get a good flux. You know, the backline just standing there for Tread to walk into. And it feels like, at least now, they're entertaining the idea of doing something different ex-Oblivion. We'll see if they stick to it. No changes on the side of Gladiators. And looks like they will try and hold in this first corner. Early peek with the Widow. And Kiri, Lucio, Winston will force them back. And the reason you don't always see these types of comps on Circuit Royale is because it's quite narrow, so it's hard to flank. It's hard to get good staging for your Winston. And there's these big, long sight lines, which mean the Pharah Widow can be so punishing as you try and walk up and take space. So a very different type of matchup now. I think ex-Oblivion were right to roll the dice, right to change the comps. I think it makes sense. Trying to poke and prod their way in. The big timing is obviously the Kiriko and the Lucio ults for ex-Oblivion, but a long way to get them in this sort of slow fights. You see how far back Zodial's playing, and just going to swing, cops a body shot. Echo damage comes around 6 HP. just about lives, Zodial. They'll force back this Winston. Oh, caught out of the air right there. Skeet shooting for the Gladiators, and they'll force the full reset here out of Ex-Oblivion. Zirion and Lauren are still kind of stuck in, though. They're awfully low. Zirion will get caught, Lauren will get caught, and yeah, it will indeed be a full reset. And looking, actually, they're still pushing forward. They're taking a lot of space. Trying to keep them on the back foot here. Any extra damage is good. Zodial's about to have these walls. That'll buy more time. Then they're going to have the Flux. Can use that defensively if this Winston dives in. Probably was an opportunity for Zirion to even go Ana with this, honestly. Nice. Going to charge up, and now Zirion will have this Kitsune Rush. Might wait for walls, though. Tread and Naga trying to get frisky at the choke. Pressure onto Ice. Forces the jump out. That should get most of the way to their support ults now. Zirion can start this one around the corner. And there we go. Bubble round, but Tread goes through the house. The Kitsune Rush doesn't quite connect. Gucci is behind FD God right now. Captive Sun to try and charge it, but Zodial's already died. They're looking for the trade. Pressure now onto Ice. They regroup, but Gucci's in the back. No recall. Just about survive, though. How has Gucci lived? Now the Flux comes in. They're trying to kill Tread. Tread can't convert the kill. It's just for two of them. The Rock just about hits. Tread holds strong. Pushes them back one more time. Zodial's going to come back on Cass as well. Come around the corner. Cash empty got immediately. Now the beat to keep going. Primal as well is looking good. They'll sweep this one up, and that's the power of these support ults. Now it'll be first point. They did commit the copy to that as well as the Primal, so 3 ults invested, first point sealed. Doesn't leave them, well, literally anything for this snowball here. A late kill would go a long way. Gucci's looking for it. If he can find it, it's a big one. Has recoil if he gets into trouble, but Naga the movement abilities. Oh, runs into Zodial here, might get caught himself, Gucci. Gucci thought he was the hunter, but he's become the hunted. And it's late kill. Going to force them back. They don't have any ults to turn this one, and they're low on ults. The ult economy is gonna maybe do Ex-Oblivion in here, at least for a couple of fights. Difficult to farm ults, difficult to charge. Zirion has at least got that Kitsune Rush. Oh, Ice! The jump gets caught. Don't know if he was booped or something, but gets caught on the grass, or if he just misses it. And ends up being a sitting duck for that kill. We'll be forced to wait for Ice, then a chance to go. Tread says me on Monkey. Me too, mate. Me too. It can happen. Right, Kitsune Rush coming in now for Zirion. Naga does have the barrage to try and counter with here. So awkward for the Winstons to deal with this barrage normally when they don't have Primal. Here it comes in, Kitsune Rush in. They're going to try and take a step back. Lamp used onto Tread. Gets a lot of that Matrix healing. They're just trying to take a step back, but Zodial's gone. Captive Sun to turn from FT God. Lands onto Ice. Can they find the kills? No. Bubbled out. Doesn't find anything. Now they're pinned all the way back. Naga can try and make a turn with this barrage. Has to respect for Suzu, though. Gonna try and make the move. Just looks for Winston. There we go. We talked about what trouble it can be. Pulse Bomb will trade it, but is it enough? Full sticks onto the back line. They can't convert the kill. And as long as Tread lives, he can just anchor the point for forever. And forced to reset. Good barrage from Naga to turn that one. Coming back in. Copy available now from Lauren. Not the greatest copy targets. Might just copy the Sig. Window comes back in response. Ice does acquire Primal. Gets it just in the nick of time. Now the beam over top. Lauren takes one. Sigma coming through the window now. 42 HP. Will have to slow it down. Hoping to get this copy Flux. Can't farm that damage though. They're trying to re-peak it, but they're close to C9ing here. 2 meters. They have to make the move now. They're going to try and meet him at the choke. Don't give a copy. But they will give a point. Oh, there we go. Force back. Tread dies. No one else can touch. And Ex-Oblivion. Maybe we should learn our lesson, right? Maybe we should learn our lesson about thinking we should count out Ex-Oblivion. We saw the 3-minute 15 time bank. And that won't be matched, of course. But they give themselves an opportunity here. On the side of Gladiators, we have the Captive Sun and the Flux. Both of these tools can be used defensively. On the other hand, we have the support ults ready to go aggressive. But the payload's still moving and smoothing. And a choice here. Do they try and get 2 fights? Tread's considering walking, but looks like they're just going to hold for top high ground. So they can keep forcing point here. Ice can just bubble and do a bit of a bubble rotation while they force point. Pressure onto Tread. Tread's a little bit split here. I think Tread might be the vulnerable target. There's exactly that kill. Tread's going to flux his way out a bit, but B comes through defensively, but Zirion's just found a kill. Tread's going to flee. Zodial, he's so low. Ice comes to finish that one. Ice wants to keep going. The payload is still moving. Gucci is there. They want to try and get the stagger kill onto Tread. They do. They're pushing this one. Gucci's got it moving the way in. Lauren's going to have copy. Captive Sun coming back from FD God. Needs to be a clutch. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just needs to get kills as Tread now makes his way onto the D.Va. 3 meters in question. 2.5 meters. Captive Sun opportunity now. Looking for it. Ice will jump on. Bubble goes through, but they do get it off. Gets the D-Mech at least. Is that enough? Bubble now onto him. Ice is about to have this primal. Trying to force them all back. Tread is anchoring point. They need kills. Will try and force this out. Now trying to primal the backline. Can he catch anyone? Just struggle for Cassin. Still 2 meters 32. Never the kills. The primal does its job. They clean it up. 1 minute on the clock. And Oblivion are sending us to overtime. Cannot count out Oblivion. Ice asking if they can do a dive mirror again. Ice says it's way more fun. It will be defense here. So obviously last time we saw them still defend on the Sigma. Obviously that didn't go so great for them. Especially in these first 2 points, right? They lost first pretty quickly and then they lost second to the snowball. So what do they pick? And they go in to play it. Anna does come in. We mentioned that early on. We thought it might be an option for Zirion to play. Obviously, if Tread wants to play the Sigma. Even though the Sigma can block nade, he can eat the nade with his Matrix. There's still a lot of ways for the Anna to find, and a lot of timings for the Anna to find around it. Now, on defense, it looks like they're... Oh, sorry, no, they're on attack. Silly me. Silly me. But yeah, same on defense from Gladiators, so I think it will be the same on attack, but with the Anna. So all the same stuff still applies. The Nana will charge a little bit quicker, which will help with this 1 minute time bank. I's going to go D.Va as well. A little bit easier to be a bit more active on D.Va than you can on Winston. On Winston, you're very reliant on that bubble timing.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And here we go. We saw the big win timings be the support ults. And oh, a quick one from Zodial. Now slow him down. He's trying to give as much of a healing. You see Ange actually just staying on speed here. Wants to give the healing to Zirion. 50% to this Nano already. The plan is clear. Ice is playing with fire with his health pool. But they want that Nano. And just staying on speed. No beat charge coming. They want that Nano advantage. I imagine it will be going on to Ice. And it will all be about, can Ice make the play? Zirion getting closer and closer. If they can get the cart to the corner, that'd be the dream as well. 90% and counting if they've got it to the corner. Now, obviously, they're going to be expecting this here. Oh! 50 HP onto Rock. Needs to be on healing now. Ice is careful. There goes the Nano. Ice is trying to make the move in. Oh, catches it. Predicts the freeze for grapple. Intercepts now onto FD God. Ice looking for more. The Rock comes back to intercept. Ice needs help. Will get demeched. Has he done enough, though? Tread can come back for point. Lauren is still all over him, as is Gucci. He falls. Yoham and FD God. They hold strong. The supports hold. Now pressure turned onto Tread. But he's got the backup of his supports now. Johan picks off the baby D.Va. We're into overtime. They're trying to keep it alive. Lauren gets behind and gets one. But Tread is still anchoring this point. Rocket's dodged by Zirion. Still trying to play. Trying to keep Ange alive. But Zodial back on Widow. Gets one. Gets two. And they see 9 as a result. So close but so far. Ice intercepted the grapple well. But couldn't quite get that kill onto FD God. And it's the Gladiators backline. It's the Gladiators backline on Bapilari. They pocket each other through. FD God and Johan clutch that out when their team need it most. And remember, they didn't actually get cap near Oblivion, so just short. And now this is the decision we were talking about before. What do they choose to swap to? Do they go onto the Sigma? Surely not. Or they're going to go Brawl. Are they going to spawn? Zirion going to stay Kiri or going to go back? Staying Kiri. So I feel a little bit anxious maybe with the Kiri here. Maybe it makes a bit more sense with the Echo because the pocket is better for the Echo. But I do worry there's maybe just not quite enough healings to go around for the Ram Mei sometimes. And that Zirion might find himself a little bit short at times. But they can try and play pretty much a free fight situation. It might be a little bit close once we get to that third point, of course.
Greetings.
We'll have to wait and see. And it will be, are they going to run out at the last second here and fight and spawn? Or are they just going to try and hold this line here? Both quite reasonable options. Yeah, looks like they just want to bleed some time off. Remember, it was a pretty healthy time bank. Over 3 minutes. Basically a full first attack as Zodial takes this wide swing nice and early. Taking the duel with Ice. Ice got a significant advantage in health. And Lauren actually gets this opening pick. And they're going to take a little bit of space here. Force Zodial back. Any trade is brutal for them, though. So Oblivion will just take the pick, count themselves lucky. And what's the choice of comp now? Tread's already gone over onto Ram, Zodial onto Ashe. Does FD God go Lucio here too? Or do they keep the Alari Pharah? So a slow, kind of spammy comp still. Ramatra, obviously. Pretty even into a Ramatra, you have to say. But will give them a bit of an advantage, but there's a lot of damage from this Pharah Ashe. Slow onto the backline for Tread. But no real peak timing with it. Ice looking back now, and just caught! Gets spooked and Zodial finishes it. They have to die on payload here. Ice will be the final one to die on payload. And it is a slightly... Actually, no, it's even. Window and Kitsune Rush both coming up. I think you'd rather the Kitsune Rush, honestly. Have to try and window far back if you're Yoham. Doesn't quite have it yet, though. Any pick could be brutal, and Naga and Tread are trying to make that walk up hard. FD God is low. Has to dodge, has to dupe, can't. Gets picked off, sniped at the worst possible time. They're not given the space for Gladiators. They forced Ice Block. They want to keep fighting. They still feel they've got them on the back foot. They're going to force the Kitsune Rush out. That's exactly what Gladiators wanted. They get the disengage. They want more kills. Gucci's going to swing wide. The window in response. Ice has to block the barrage to turn it. Zodial finds one. They trade the barrage. But Ram disadvantage here. Tread is so close to annihilation. Can walk forward. Gucci is caught out too wide. It's just for supports of the Echo. They need to try and live. They need to play their lives. Ange needs this beat. He's 10% away. Zirion gets the first touch. Ange will take over. Annihilation on point. They're not going to be back in time. And it's a C9, obviously. A C9 in the end, of course. They'd won the fight either way. And GG. What a series. Gaimin Gladiators clutch out in the end. And just an overchase in that final fight. An overchase in that final fight. Otherwise, it was really going to go down to the wire. There's that opening pick we see. Yeah, just catches the rocket, and then Zodial catches the dink. Then easy cleanup from there. What a back and forth series. What a great game. What a great game. We wondered how severe the test would be. And the test was pretty severe. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at our scoreboard here. So again, we don't have the round one stats. We can look at Circuit Royale that went to overtime. Obviously, a few different comps in play here. See Gucci maybe having a bit more stunted impact than in previous maps. Obviously, the Tracer is really difficult on that Circuit Royale. On the other side of things, who's really at the top? Tread, 28 and 4. Did feel like he had the Sigma gap when that was in play. Did well on the Ram as well, right? Did get an overextend from Ice. But that crucial overextend at the end, I think they just got carried away, weren't expecting the window turn. Then once that window turn came in, they just kind of got caught in no man's land. Then once they're in that no man's land, it's so easy. I mean, they just need to trade for kills, right? And then the spawns are so awkward. Tread has that annihilation to finish. If Ice and Gucci live there, then Ice gets annihilation as well, and it's just a fight on point. Anything can happen, you know? So much more Overwatch to play in that case. But yeah, Naga played very well, crucially, in that last map 5 as well. I think worth stating. It should be a player of the match we have to pick in all of that too. Obviously, a very back and forth series. I really feel like, I mean, honestly, if they win that last map, it's probably Ice who gets player of the match. But I think on the side of Gaimin Gladiators, one crucial mistake on Siravasa from Tread, but I think a pretty impressive series overall. I think Naga was fairly consistent. A couple of maps not as strong. Maybe Johan. Is Johan? It feels a little bit weird in these brawly comps to give it to a flex support. Even though I feel like Johan was actually pretty solid and obviously did have that good clutch save at the end with FD God. And really, I don't think we saw too many mistakes, any late lamps in that final match either. So I think a good game all round. A lot of candidates really for player of the match. And maybe as you'd expect, right? They pushed them all the way, Oblivion, but couldn't get it over the line. I think, in reality, a lot of strong performances. And I'm probably somewhere between Naga and Johan for player of the match. So I'll give you 2 minutes to catch up and you guys see if you guys can sway my opinion. But I think throughout this series, if we look back through the whole maps, I think... Oh, it's not going to give it... It's on hold? Fine. We'll just use up the power of memory. Lijiang Tower, actually probably the most one-sided of the maps, honestly. Then when we move on to King's Row, really felt like Gucci took over, right? Gucci was the main man in that. Huge performance on Tracer. This is the one we're looking at now, the 33 and 3. And then as we move on to the Runa Sappy, this felt like a map of margins here. Just small macro advantages won out by Gaimin Gladiators in the end, which led to their victory. Probably no Kitsune rushes that Johan had success with ultimately coming up. Coming up trumps, and then we had the Suravasa to end all Suravasas. Undoubtedly, Ice was the big carry on this with the Doomfist swap. Not just in terms of, 19 and 3 is nothing to be snuffed at, but huge clutch plays, got a clutch C9 or 3 in all of that. A hell of a Suravasa. Don't think I've seen one quite like that. And then, of course, the Circuit Royale finish. I think Oblivion made the correct choice in terms of the comp swap after the mirror went that badly. Maybe you can point to... That was obviously the map picked for Oblivion there. They had the option to go to Shambali as well, and maybe Shambali, they could have played comps they were a little bit more comfortable on. I don't know if they just had a bit of a misread in terms of the power level of their Circuit Royale and that type of mirror versus Gaimin Gladiators. But Gaimin Gladiators definitely had the edge and were eventually able to convert that big time bank. So, whew, what a game. Hope everyone enjoyed it. I still want to pick my player of the match. I'm going back and forth. Back and forth. I think it honestly it might be Johan. It felt like it was between Johan and Naga. I think for Naga there was sort of like ups and downs in terms of having the advantage in the series. I think sort of map 5, map 3, we definitely saw him get the advantage, but Laurent also had some highs and peaks where it felt like Johan was actually pretty consistent. Don't remember seeing too many times where people were just picked first before fight, which normally means your supports are probably doing a decent job. Likewise, it's so important to get that support ult value, and as much as it's a team thing, I think I'm going to be Johan pilled. Though Naga was a close second, it has to be said. Rajaro's saying Naga right now, but that combined with the clutch peel right at the end, it felt like I actually played a pretty tidy BAP in that final map when he needed it into a few different compositions. So there we go. Johan player of the match. Gladiators the winner of the match. And what a series we had. We can maybe take a quick look at the standings. Obviously, that was Oblivion's first loss in FACEIT League Season 2. Well, it's not updated quite yet, so I'll draw it for you. That's a 1. And where are... Oh no, have I lost people? There we go. Gladiators are up to 4-1. Which should see them jump up, I guess, a little bit as well. A good win for Gaimin Gladiators. There's maybe a bit of a question here that... Does this mean this means Oblivion are maybe a little bit closer to that? Originally, I sort of pictured EMEA with the top 3, Virtus.pro, Ents, and SSG, and then TM and Gladiators kind of as the 4th, 5th team. But maybe it means that Oblivion are right there with Gladiators and TM. Because even though they had to clutch, there was a lot of clutches in there for Oblivion, but they were clearly a team of pretty equal standing, I think, overall. And wow, there was some huge chaotic moments on Suravasa and a lot of clutches required. And they nearly had it in them, and they looked pretty effective on that comp. So I think Oblivion are good account of themselves. So even though they take their first loss in FACEIT League Season 2, probably promising signs as we look towards OWCS and more of this as well. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining me. What a great series. There was a delay at the start, but I think everyone will agree with me that was worth the wait. I'll be uploading this to YouTube if you didn't get a chance to watch all of it. Also, it's on my Twitch channel as a VOD straight away if you're a subscriber. So go check that out if you missed anything. Likewise, co-streams over the weekend. I won't be streaming Friday, which is tomorrow, but I will be streaming all of Saturday, Sunday, Korea, EMEA, North America, the whole shebang. And of course, if you haven't seen !new video, you can go check out my interview with Flack, the Nightmare CEO, as well as all my EMEA power rankings, which maybe my power rankings don't look too hot after that game, but I'll stand by them. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. I hope you enjoy Friday, and I'll see you all Saturday. We'll find you someone to send the raid to. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good one.